Everyone, it's Amy, the Skin and Lash Lady. Welcome to Skin Talk Volume 7. I'm actually sitting in the closet because every place around me is doing construction and I can't find a quiet spot. And I'm sipping my tea. I'm in my art studio. As you can see, there's paint on everything. So if you've been following me this week, you noticed that I was talking about the peel I had. And the number one question is, Amy, what peel do I ask for? So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to introduce you to an encapsulated retinol product that I've tested on my sister and a little bit on myself, and a little bit about the Anma and a few other things. First thing is, as you could see, it's been a long time since you see me. My hair is getting really long, so we're trying to figure out what to do with this mess of a hair. So any suggestions? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so if you've been following me this week, I did a TCA peel on my chest, my neck, and my face. That's a layerable, self-neutralizing peel. So my chest got 8 layers, and you can see it's still shiny, and it's just starting to peel. My neck hasn't peeled yet, and my face, I can only tolerate 5 layers. TCA is a peel that I really use for hyperpigmentation. It will also help to stimulate collagen and also helps reduce fine lines and wrinkles. So peels come in all different combinations, all different reasons. There's many different things. So you don't go in and ask for the peel. You let the esthetician or the dermatologist determine which is the peel for you. Do you need a Jesner's? Do you need a TCA? Do you need a lactic? Do you need a combination peel? Glymed, the company I'm affiliated with, makes a huge amount of peels that are combination peels. They make a vitamin A with resorcinol. They make a 5-berry peel, which is a combination peel, which is a great peel I use all the time. They make a chocolate peel that's amazing. And this was the traditional TCA peel. And so people are always afraid of excessive peeling. And if you go onto my TikTok, or even if you go onto my Instagram, you'll see on day 4 and 5, I was really flaking and peeling. But what I like to do is always prep the skin first with a light peel. And I did that on my skin a few weeks out. And today was the 7th day. So usually between day 7, 9, I have clients come back in. And this morning I did a light glycolic peel on my skin to help get all the flakiness off. I'm still peeling. I don't know if you could see, like, there's dark areas that still have to peel. As you could see on my forehead, this area is all peeled. It's nice and clean. You could see the difference in the skin tone. My wrinkle, that wrinkle's been there forever. And you can see a lot of that pigment and my freckliness has lifted, and I probably will need a second peel. This spot right here is really stubborn, and for areas like that, I may just go in and just do a section and just put some peel on there. But you know, that spot has been there for a really long time. The skin has memory, and I have to be really diligent with my sunblock. So you either make an appointment with your dermatologist, your esthetician, and it's a lot of questions back and forth. Tell them what's bothering about your skin. We need to know what your skincare routine is. If you're on any retinols, you have to stop them for at least 48 hours before a peel, just to not create any more erythema or redness. And also what your expectation is. You know, are you somebody that has to deal with the public and you can't have flaky skin and can't do a deep peel? You may need to do a couple of light peels to begin with. We have a whole arsenal of peels. You can ask them the pricing, what's the protocol, and how many peels will it take. The great reason why I love peels so much is it stimulates that collagen. It really goes in there and also purges the skin. And the first day I had a couple little pimples right down here because it was purging stuff that was deep in my skin. Because a lot of people will always ask me, about microdermabrasion. Microdermabrasion is fantastic for sun damage, but if we want that boost of that collagen, I still prefer peels. So don't be afraid of them. As you can see, this is day 7 and I did a light peel. Work with your esthetician or your doctor on what's the best protocol for you, and what your expectation and what the cost is and all that. It's winter time now in most of the states. In Florida, it's actually 46 degrees. So I'm not outside as much. You still need to load up on your sunblock. There's the banging. But don't be afraid of a peel, but go have a consultation. If the esthetician doesn't offer you a consultation, then it's probably not the place you want to be. So do your research and, go online and you could see, and I use Glymed. So if you find a Glymed provider, we are highly trained in peels, if that's any comfort for you. So Glemed, you hear me talk about them all the time. So just so you know, this morning I did my glycolic peel. I did put on my peptide serums. I used my Glymed Plus Skin Recovery Mist, which is sodium hyaluronate mixed with water. And I did put on a really nice coating of my CeraVe moisturizing cream and my sunblock. And I'm pretty much much good for the whole day. I'm sure tomorrow morning I'll wake up, my chest is all flaking, as you could see, the shiny, but it's all good. So that is what you deal with a peel. Go for your appointment and have the conversation, and you let them decide and ask them questions. That's what we're here for. We want to answer your questions and make sure that you understand what's involved in a peel. And also depends on also how much melanin rich your skin is. My darker skin women cannot do certain peels. My Asian skin women cannot do certain peels. So that's a really important factor. Not every peel is appropriate for every skin tone. Okay, so retinols. Most of you know I never used Retin-A. I was on Retin-A when I was 13 for my severe acne. And I'm not a big fan of retinols. I have really dry skin. My skin gets highly, highly irritated. And I use a product called Rejuvenator, which is a retinol alternative. But once in a blue moon, I want to have something else. I do have a lot of clients that really like to use a retinol, but they don't like the drying effect. You know, it's a deterrent. And so what do? You use an encapsulated retinol. So you know me, I have to go search and find stuff that fit into my criteria. Reasonable price point, not a lot of junk in the product. You know, like I kind of have my thing, you know? So I found this. This is Numi Stockholm. They also make satin pillowcases. And you know me, I love my satin pillowcase. And it is a encapsulated retinol with vitamin C and E and hyaluronic acid serum. It is a nighttime serum all in one, which you know me, I like stuff that's simple. I don't like to complicate it. If it's a ton of products, I'm not going to use it. So it is called their Birch Tech Hybrid Overnight Serum Cream. So I had my sister on it because she has extremely sensitive skin, not dry like mine, and then my skin. So we kind of shared it to see what was going on. And because I was off of everything coming off the peel, I really wanted to actually get a little vitamin C to help brighten up my skin, and also the retinol would help with cellular turnover. So let me give you a little bit more information. Okay, encapsulated retinol, think of it as like time released. So it's not as harsh as another retinol. So this is 0.5% retinol. Now it does have this birch sap in it, which I'm assuming is a plant peptide. You know, I like peptides. Then it has vitamin C and E. And let me explain to you why I like the C and E combination. So vitamin C is unstable, and it needs to have an oil carrier to get into the skin. And we know that vitamin E is an oil-based vitamin and vitamin C is a water-based vitamin. Put them together and they work really well. So that vitamin C and the vitamin E can together help to penetrate it into the skin. So even the ones, you'll always find that most vitamin C's when I use them are always with a vitamin E or an oil base. So they penetrate better into the skin and they are more stable form and they're less irritating. And then it has 2% hyaluronic acid, which we know that holds water. And there's a few other things in here. It has shea butter. Now, I have a nut allergy, but I'm not allergic to shea butter, so you have that hydration in it. And like with everything else, I always look, let me see, I think it's on this part of the box. I'm always looking to see where things are. And I always look to where xanthium gum is, because anything below that is usually low man on the totem pole. Because a lot of companies will say it has something and it's like the last ingredient. So if you ever look and see xanthium gum and you see everything after that and it's claiming that it has something and it's underneath that, it's such a minuscule amount. So everything else is listed above that and higher. So the concentrations of the product are higher. It's also affordable. So it also has this really nice kind of like woodsy fragrance on it. And I don't like flowery things at all. I just don't. So to me, my sister said it smelled like musk and I thought it smelled kind of like woodsy, mossy on it. So I only needed one pump to put all over my skin, and it goes on really nicely. And afterwards I would let it sit. And you know me, I dampen my skin and then I put on my moisturizer to seal it in. I'm also going to put it on my chest. So you know me, I always tell people your face is from your chest to the top of your head and the back of your hands. So if you have aging on your hands, you'd want to put a little bit of this also on the back of your hands. Now, everything else, I always tell people, start with less. because retinols, even if it's encapsulated, we don't want to be too drying. So I always tell my clients, start with it 2 times a week and then build it up. So this one says, at night, 1 or 2 pumps, applied to clean face and neck, use sun protection. We always have to use sun protection in the AM. It does says if sensitivity occurs, use every other night until skin adjusts. So I always tell people, start with the every other night first, because we don't want to cause an irritation. You can always add in more. So I'm always less is better first. And I always have my clients start with something every other night, see how it works, and then they can always increase it. Instead of harming the skin and then have to pulling it back. So that's just mine. I do have a discount code. It's Amy10. I will put everything down below. They also make, I think I said satin pillowcases. I'm busy gabbing today. I'm very chatty today. But I really, really like it. So this is a nice product. Like I said, it smells it smells woodsy to me, and I kind of like that. So Numi Stockholm. And like I said, I'll put the link below and check it out. Another thing. Okay, let's talk about Anma. So people were saying that they were finding an Anma by another supplier that's like $50. Yes, there is somebody out there that makes one and labeled it and everything, but I just use the one. I've been using these for years through the Amazon link, and I'm going to show you, this is what I dropped. I dropped the GuaSha. So I still prefer this over this. So let me show you. So this is Anma. Anma is the Japanese word for massage. And this is GuaSha. But let me just clean it because it fell on the floor. And this is the shape of the GuaSha tool that I like. After many years, this was actually the first GuaSha tool I had, and I've tried all the other ones, but this is the one I like. I'll tell you the reason why. Number one is these little teeth here, they help with smoothing of the skin, but actually this is a nice weight in my hand, and I have arthritis. So I always prefer this because I can just hold this in my hand loosely, and I need something that's comfortable, and the weight is very balanced. So one of the things that you have to be careful of is, I see influencers all the time. They put on a lot of oil on the skin, and that creates too much slip. And when you have too much slip, you have to press harder on the GuaSha tool, because too much slip, it's just sliding. And what happens is now they go harder and they're bypassing the fascia, and they're going too deep, which could be harmful. And we don't want to do any harm. This tool here, I can do it on clean, dry skin. And because it's so light, like these kind of movements, you see how it's just resting in my hand? It's really easy for me. And no matter where or how I'm moving it, I'm not doing any harm to the skin, because this tool also helps with lymphatic drainage, but it also helps with the fascia, which is right underneath the skin, that connective tissue. We're not digging in. We never want to do that to the face. So when people hear scraping, they think they have to scrape, and when they use too much oil, then they have to dig deeper, because this is just slipping, and we don't want to do that. So I use the smallest amount of oil that I need. I first started on my skin dry. If I feel a tug or this isn't gliding, then I will put the oil. Sometimes I actually even put the oil on the stone. And the other thing about GuaSha, it's never dead on. It's always at angles, and you're always bracing with your other hand. This one I happen to like because this one I can go right. It fits my face really well. GuaSha, I tend to spend a lot of time on the neck on, not so much the other areas. Because I use my Anma more. I actually use my hands the most. Your hands are the best massage tools you have. You can control the pressure. You can start to learn and feel your skin. So I always tell everybody, when you're starting with this, the movements are the same. If I'm moving like this, I can move like this. See, just like that. And that movement is the same as this. This is actually called the thumbs. It's the exact same movement. See, like that. So you can always start with your hands. But it is not a facelift, as I tell everybody. This helps with lymphatic drainage. It does create circulation from stimulation, and it helps with fascia. But the GuaSha tool needs to be done gently. It's a gentle process. It's none of this scraping in and hard and all this. No. And I will make a series of videos, but I will link this one if you want to try this one. I really like this. I'm a little clumsy. Sometimes I drop them and they chip, and once they're chipped or they're cracked, we can't use them because we just don't. But like I said, I still prefer the Anma. The Anma is also easier for me to work in my hair because the scalp is really important for a release in the back of my neck. And this, This is not a comb. This is kind of hard to work in that area. So Anma is still my favorite tool over my hands, and then GuaSha is kind of like dead last for me. But I do make videos on all of them so you can follow along. And that's all I'm going to talk about today because I've been gabbing so much about all of this. So look in the, see, I dropped it again. Look for the link below. I'll give links to the Anma and the GuaSha tool. I'll also give a link for my skin recovery mist. This is my favorite hydrating mist. Winter's here. This is a great product. You can just, even though I put the product on right now, like that I have, a nice spritz on the skin. Refreshing, it's hydrating. You can use it all over your body, which is really great as well. And that's it. So thank you for watching Skin Talk Volume 7, and don't forget to wash your face.